This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 712. I am Brian Kilby. With me this week, we have Donald Ferguson.
Hello.
Diecast.
Present.
Rob Clay.
Hi.
Matt, a.k.a. Melvar.
Aloha.
That John DeLuna.
Yo.
And XV, or Chris.
Oh, I see how it is.
Yeah. I was going in the order you appeared on my screen.
Well, on my screen, I'm in the upper left corner, so I should have been first before you. You should have introduced me before you introduced yourself on your own show.
Okay, I'll do that next week.
Hey, this is not Hollywood Squares, and none of us are Paul Lynde. None of us are Paul Lynde, so none of us are Center Square.
No, if this was Hollywood Squares, Don, you would be Center Square.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We should do an RC match game.
I will take that as an ultimate compliment. Because Paul Lynde is one of the funniest comedians ever, and he was always Center Square. So
Don, you'd be the Richard Dawson. You'd be the Richard Dawson of our match game, 76.
I'll take that as a comment too. I will take that. I will.
I would be Charles Nelson.
Actually,
Riley.
No. I think I see Chris more as Charles Nelson Riley. He's a little more sarcastic than you.
Well, if we're going by rank of sarcasm, I think Matt's got us all beat.
Yeah, but they're not jovial enough. Charles Nelson Riley.
No, that's very true.
Yeah, I don't know. Diecast could be Richard Dawson because it will be kissing everybody. Wait, that never mind. That's Family Feud. Well, I'll shut up. So hey, there's. I'm going to make an executive call. I don't think we're going to do the Toy Fair Day stream. We haven't promoted it. We haven't done anything. We'll have to figure out a new day for it.
Well, I mean, it wasn't going to be Toy Fair weekend that would have been or anything anyway. It's just going to be something in the neighborhood to replace it.
We will have this planned out for next week, and we'll give you the official date.
I bet you we won't.
Iacon Online was this past weekend. It was a big weekend event. It looked like it. I tuned in when I could. It looked like it was going really well. Trans fandom doesn't need, live streams on weekends that close together. It's not exactly the same thing. Toy Fair would be comparable, but it's not Toy Fair.
But it does need trans fandom.
I miss Toy Fair so much. I'm not going to lie. Super Bowl's coming up, and I just don't care. Toy Fair is my Super Bowl. Yeah. I miss you, Toy Fair.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay. Hasbro will undoubtedly have some kind of virtual presentation for that, and we can, make some kind of an event out of, sitting around talking about what happened during that.
It's not the same.
It won't be quite the same, but we'll make the best of it.
I need to be checking my email for something to happen, yeah.
Well, So I'm just going to take a guess here and say that Hasbro probably doesn't know when that's going to happen yet either.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. They're doing things by the seat of their pants, but they're getting a lot better at it.
Yeah, I would say. Except for, getting their toy announcements out before you can legitimately buy the toys.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. What else? Anything else to talk about? Nothing really. Nothing special.
Go sign up to the Patreon and check out my Toy Detective mini episode from last week about Grimlock's front teeth.
Oh, yeah. And definitely sign up for Patreon. Patreon.com/TFradio. Not to scare anybody, but, it's the beginning of the month. And anybody who runs a Patreon knows that's you lose patrons. And we had more declines than normal.
My patrons are awesome and have never had decline or anybody disappeared.
We had way more decline. We had way more declines this time than. Yeah, we had like 4 or 5. So, yes. Patreon.com/TFradio.
How are you with declines and lost patrons at the start of the month, Rob?
I'm usually decent. I haven't had too many of those. I've been very fortunate because most of the people at patreon.com/flailthroughs have actually bothered to email me and in some cases apologize for not being able to support me anymore. And that's just really, really kind of them to let me know in advance. And, I'm just happy for anything anybody can do. And, I think we've all always said if it's difficult for you, if it's going to be a financial hardship, please don't. None of us want that.
Oh, absolutely. If it's like, I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to. If you can't, don't, please. But I think like 4 of our touched patrons in the last month have been disappeared due to declines, and it's taken a big chunk out. So if you're interested at the Patreon level, the touched tier, you can actually be on one of the podcasts that we produce for Patreon each week, and that's a lot of fun. So tfradio.net/Patreon or patreon.com/tfradio, they both work. So be wonderful. Okay. Let's see here. Let's jump into the news then. I'm not acting all excited like I should be, but what's quite possibly the greatest bit of news in Transformers history happened this past week, and I'm, not even like hyperventilating over it. I was, maybe because Super 7's involved, I don't know, but Super 7 unveiled, their Transformers version of their Ultimate subline, which is like the quote-unquote ultimate realization of action figure form, at least that they produce for like various things like Ninja Turtles, Thundercats, Masters of the Universe. Yay, nay, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
No, but yeah, Conan, there's other things. But they're doing it for Transformers. But you would think, hey, so like the ultimate realization of a Transformer is a Transformer. Well, it's the ultimate action figure realization of a Transformer. And wouldn't you say, well, isn't Red the realization of a Transformer in action figure form? And the answer is no.
Not having bought and handled one, no, I would never say that.
No, Red is not the ultimate realization of Transformers in action figure form. So what the Ultimates are, they're like Action Masters. In some ways, very much like Action Masters. Oh, I wanted to show this.
2 of them literally are Action Masters.
2 of them are literally Action Masters.
Bandai-Tron specifically in the Action Master character, and the bombshell
Bombshell's based on...
It's based on the Action Master figure very clearly and specifically, which I think is an interesting and kind of cool choice, because like when in the history of Transformers since Action Masters ended have we had any acknowledgement or update to Action Master Bombshell specifically?
And the important thing is I haven't gotten to this. So these come with a lot of accessories. Optimus Prime specifically is decked out with accessories. The most important being the basketball from the Master Builders.
So my prediction on this is that the basketball is going to get cut from the accessory lineup before this actually comes out.
Oh, I've already pre-ordered it.
Yeah.
I will complain I worked in a call center. My wife did too, so we know how to complain. I will complain all the way up to the CEO of Super 7 to get my damn basketball.
Can I say that the basketball doesn't count because it's not a bot? I want my bot basketball.
I don't care. I want the basket. I want a basketball, and it comes with one. So he comes with the rocket pack, the axe, a couple different versions of hand, the Matrix, the toy Edic head, his trusty gun, a human a la Spike and Spark Plug, a surfboard. Is that seaweed? What's that other accessory? The green thing? I don't recall off the top of my head.
Yeah, that's a good question, isn't it? Now we should point out that while Bandai-Tron and Bombshell are specifically based on the Action Masters, Optimus Prime and Starscream are just cartoon inspired. They're not based on any specific prior toy or figure necessarily.
Yeah, I need to
like the way these figures look. There's something about them I just don't like, and I think you're being too harsh on the red figures because.
Oh no, we're not.
Do you own any of them?
Yes.
I
own Soundwave, and that's only Wave 1. Wave 2 looks a lot better than Wave 1. So
Wave 2 is like Wave 2 isn't G1. At least what we've seen so far that I know of. Off the top of my head.
But there's going to be, unless the line gets canceled, there's going to be future waves, and I think they're going to be better and better. I think Wave 1 was a lot of proof of concept and not really executing the right way.
But the Ultimates are like Action Masters, and that makes them a million times better.
I don't like the way it looks at all.
I'm looking at the picture of Optimus Prime, and two things here. A, I don't know what that green thing is, even looking at the picture now. And B, I think they've put the wrong Autobot logo on the shoulder.
Aw.
Is that not the movie Autobot logo?
Let me cancel out here.
How do you...
The Autobot logo in the movie has the angry eyes, and this has the angry eyes. Well, now this is just a prototype view, so like they can fix that before they actually go into production. But
yeah, is it a render? It's not even a picture of a toy, right?
Yeah, it's a render.
If it's a render,
no. Look at the hand. I don't think it is a render. Yeah, that looks like some sort of. I mean, it could be, but it looks to me like it's some sort of detailing from mold injection.
No, I think this is a prototype, and that goes to one of the other things too, which is that right now these figures are not showing a lot of like articulation.
Maybe it's paint, yeah.
But apparently Super 7 has said that the actual figures will have a lot more jointing than what the prototypes are showing.
Really?
It's good and bad. Like, good that they acknowledge they need more than what they've got right now, but bad because like probably the way this is going to work is we're not going to have any idea of what that's actually going to amount to until it's way past the end of the pre-order period, which only runs for a few weeks, I believe.
Yeah, the month of February, basically.
Is that how they do it with the Turtles?
I wouldn't know because I never like looked into their manufacturing processes.
Well, I meant the pre-order.
Pre-ordering.
Yeah, the pre-order.
I mean, I think so. Just because like this is the same kind of model. It's fan channel specialty online retailers, so I would think so. Man, if they're going to add extra jointing or articulation, I wonder if it's going to be like double knee joints, double elbow joints, like is the thing with 7-inch boutique figures like this that could potentially look bad on a Transformer. So I'm in.
And there's other basic things missing too. Like I don't see bicep swivels, thigh swivels. There's a lot of like quality of life kind of articulation that could be added, which wouldn't even really compromise the look of the figures.
Look at the era specific logos though, especially on Bonzitron.
Yeah, I mean they're explicitly Action Master. Yeah. As a geek, I want the vector file for that Action Master logo, please.
Yeah.
No, I mean they know what they're doing, and like I can understand prototypes are showing at this stage would be just basically to show the figures are going to look like this. The figures may not work exactly like this.
And looks like, and it's at this detailing that looks that's Spike. I never actually zoomed in on it, but it's definitely Spike, not Sparkplug. He doesn't have a gut, I guess, is also a thing. But
of course, he's got the wrong color shirt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But man, the tail on that. Of course,
we're trying.
Optimus is 7 inches, so.
Mm-hmm. There was a long interview with a toy celebrity, I suppose, interviewer or whatnot. The Super 7 guy was interviewing for about an hour. He touched on a lot of things. He touched on this one too. They kind of strongly hinted or kind of tongue-in-cheek indicated that at some point they'll have Grimlock in wave 2 or 3 or something like that.
Why didn't you tell us you interviewed the Super 7 guy? Was this for the other podcast?
Yeah, he's holding out. They also mentioned, did you guys, I don't know if this is the right segment in the show, as if we have like hard segments.
We don't not anymore. We used to.
They also said they're going to do Silverhawks Ultimates and Silverhawks Reaction.
No.
Oh, wow.
No,
yeah.
Don't do that to me.
That's coming. And then they also continued their PR campaign to justify the $450 Thunder Tank.
Well, naturally,
Best of luck.
I don't even like the look of it.
It's not great. Like it's not. I would not call that an ultimate Thunder Tank, and I'm not a Thundercats guy.
It's so
but,
plain.
Yeah, it's well, it is.
I'll be honest. I'm passing on. I mean, I'm cherry picking the Ultimate Thundercat figures just for characters that I never had when I.
Oh my god!
Yeah, Silverhawks is something that I'd be really tempted if they do.
Done.
I know. I'm not going to go there yet. But if they did Silverhawks line and it looks good, if they did a Mirage, that would be a lot more tempting to get the Mirage, the Silverhawks plane, than the Thunder Tank. Just because I know it's that. But one thing I wanted to bring up about this, we talked about this a little bit real briefly in pre-show.
Which you can listen to as a podcast by going to patreon.com/tfradio and signing up.
Right. Do any of y'all else find it kind of weird that Hasbro is licensing out basically...
It's so weird.
To Super 7, they're doing more... Well, they're doing better red figures than what Hasbro is. So they license out something. It's a non-transforming figure, but it's in direct competition to a line that they're doing now.
Different.
Yeah, they're different segments.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Well, there's that. I'm just saying.
There's crossover.
But we haven't seen them real. This is as close as I can think of as a licensed property competing with their mainline property, at least it's a closer playing field.
So fundamentally it's not going to compete because Red is exclusive to Walmart, so it's only being sold in Walmart stores and Walmart's website. The Super 7 stuff sells through collector websites, and I don't even think Target carries any Super 7 stuff in their collector item section, do they? So
Reaction.
That's it,
okay, reaction figures, but that's a completely different thing
different
anyway. I don't think there is really competition in the way you're anticipating it, Don, just because it's very... The Red collection figures, I think, are more geared to the casual person who remembers what G1 looked like and wants, something that just reminds them of the cartoon. Somebody who wants a reaction figure with more joints but less quality, whereas the Super 7 ones are more geared to... the Super 7 figures are more geared to collectors more on our scale of things.
Yeah, and I totally agree with you on that. I'm just saying I can't think of anything in recent history where it was as close as this as far as concept wise. Hyper detailed. It's still closer than I can recall of anything.
The red figures are less detailed than the actual mainline Transformers.
You're not in terms of lines that are very similar. In terms of approach, I'll admit, as someone who doesn't collect any of them, I am slightly baffled by the various TMNT lines at this point. It's a little bit hard for me to keep them straight.
That's actually a very similar thing to what's going on with this right now.
Yeah, for
just
sure.
Just not Hasbro related.
Yeah, I mean, here's how I look at it. This all makes a lot more sense if you accept that Hasbro sees Transformers as a brand, like IP, and not a toy line.
Yeah.
So Transformers toy line is just a category next to party supplies and collectibles and bedding. It's just IP to them. It's no longer attached to a transforming toy line.
Yeah, and that's something they said outright that they were trying to move into as far back as 2009 or 2010 with the Align continuity and how they approached Transformers Prime, where they were doing it as a TV show first, and originally it was going to only have toy support in the Generations line. That's what became Transformers Prime First Edition. Those toys in First Edition were originally Generations toys. There was not going to be a Transformers Prime line specifically because they wanted to have that segment not be perceived as a Transformers toy line. It's a Transformers media property. So that's kind of where that's the real distinct delineation where they jumped off into this new direction with how they're approaching how Transformers works.
Yeah, I totally agree. And again, I think if Hasbro could not sell toys at all, they would probably be okay with that. If they could just license out, if they could just license out Transformers and not have to actually make anything, which of course they're not. They're making money on this. They're not spending anything.
Yeah, wait for that.
Yeah.
I actually love this just because Like, I think they should totally. I think at some point they'll do this with GI Joe. I think at some point they'll do this with like almost every property where they look and see there's people who are better at certain segments and more interested in doing them. So, let's just sub-license or license in their case to them. Playmates has done that forever. So
not to go too far off the rails, but the Ultimates line for Ninja Turtles, I guess, is also a 7-inch scale. Probably because of the cost, I'm assuming. If they did like something like that, I would want G.I. Joe to stick to like a 4-inch scale, but like really awesome. They don't really have Super 7 really doesn't have a market for that.
No, I mean like in my head, like where I see like G.I. Joe is they haven't done like animation accurate. Like I know Transformers fans get tired of that because we've had that for like 20 years now or 15 years now.
Yeah.
But like a G.I. Joe fans have not had like a 6-inch or 7-inch line of animation model action figures. And that would actually be interesting to me.
Yeah. Yeah. That would probably sell as well. Man, I'm excited. This is big news. This is big news for me. But for Dawn, it was a Wednesday. Okay, so what else we have? Is it deep cover. It exists.
Yeah, remember that thing that I had in hand last week?
Was announced yesterday.
Yeah.
Did anyone know it was going to be announced yesterday, or it was like just surprise?
No, it just happened.
Just out of nowhere.
But there's going to be 2 of them? What?
Yeah, that's what Hasbro Pulse says.
I'm confused.
Yeah, so are we. So like the blurb on Pulse correctly identifies that this is the first use of the character Deep Cover in the U.S. toy line. And I mean, if you want to expand out from that, it's the first use of Deep Cover since the eHobby toy. That was just the G1 Sideswipe recolor. But it says that this is the first of 2 versions of the character that they're going to have. So I went into some detail on what we kind of know, what's been rumored on RFC News Desk 130. But basically it comes down to Deep Cover has been listed as part of the Netflix Deluxe assortment as far back as like a year and a half ago now, I think. Like way far back. And we also had rumors, which are generally being considered credible, that there's going to be an Earth mode retool or updating of Sideswipe. And along with that was the rumor that there's going to be a Deep Cover made off of that mold. So it seems very much like the Selects is probably like the last strike for the Siege Sideswipe mold. And then they're going to do this again with the new one. To pad out one of the Netflix assortments, probably Wave 3.
That makes sense. And now that you mentioned it, I just realized that we don't have an Earthrise Sideswipe. I just completely forgot.
I mean, Siege Sideswipe is not all that far off from a normal-looking car. It's got things that definitely could be changed to make it fit better with Earthrise stuff. But it's been like in that kind of nebulous, almost good enough range already. But like this is going to be something like what happened with Ironhide, where they just replace a few of the vehicle shell parts and keep the structure of it the same. Basically, the same thing they did with Gigawatt, they can do just with Lamborghini parts instead of
DeLorean.
Thank you. I kept wanting to say McLaren, but I knew that wasn't right. No, but like they've shown how that engineering can be reshelled to be a completely different looking vehicle, and I don't even think they would have to go near that far with move from Siege to an Earth style Sideswipe. So it's probably not going to be like a huge undertaking. I would say like replace the canopy part and the hood maybe, and you could probably get away with the rest. But like the rumor is going that some of these new Earth mode figures are going to be basically the 2021 version of what we got alongside Earthrise. It's going to go alongside Kingdom as like Amazon and Target exclusives, and in Deep Cover's case, Walmart with the Netflix assortments. The concern I have, if all that is true, is that the Netflix Deep Cover is going to be like a battle damaged version, and they're doing 2 of them so that the Siege version can be the pristine looking one for collectors who want that option. But if you want an Earth mode deep cover, it's going to be covered with burn marks and I don't know, spilled pizza or something.
Sadness. I was,
Yeah.
people had speculated.
Yeah,
that
that's
maybe
what's going to be covered with sadness.
that's
yes,
true.
yes.
I saw folks speculate that maybe it could be, a masterpiece or something, since we got the MP18 plus or whatever version.
12. MP12 plus.
Really?
Sideswipe was 12.
Gosh.
Yeah, Sideswipe was way long ago.
Gosh. Yeah.
Yeah. No, and in the absence of anything else, I would say the masterpiece would have been a good bet for what they meant by first of two versions. Like the other one would be the masterpiece that we never got before, because that'd be something that they'd have to be able to do pretty cheap, especially if Takara was not planning on on doing their own deep cover, because if Hasbro does it on their own initiative, they can probably knock the price point lower because it's not going to undercut something Takara is doing.
That's true.
Then. And we can't rule out that's something that would happen in the eventuality of time, but from the things we have through rumors and other sources of information, it seems like there's going to be two different generations takes specifically. So Pulse's pre-order is due to come in April 1st, but considering I own a deep cover already, the very same deep cover that they have up for pre-order, it's probably not going to be that long, and other places that have it have a much shorter fulfillment window right now.
That's good.
Yeah.
I don't have to wait.
Unless you want to, just wait and see what the Netflix one looks like and, only get one version of the character.
So, I guess this is news. So people who had pre-ordered Studio Series 86 from Amazon, Cup and Blur should be arriving your way next week. I just got a notification on Jazz, however. Jazz shifted from April 5th to May 5th.
Oh.
Cinco de Mayo.
That's a shame.
Yeah, so that's news.
I don't think mine have changed, but I'm curious now.
So another thing that's going on with pre-orders this week is a new pre-order for the Siege Rainmakers set.
Who's carrying that?
Not Target.
Was
So
it
it's another
Entertainment
thing going. It's another thing going through fan channel stuff like Entertainment Earth
Yeah.
and Big Bad Toy Store. It's just interesting though, because the same way we were seeing
Redwing?
the Earthrise Skywarp and Thundercracker set go out through those channels, like the exclusivity with Target for these toys is over with. And this is starting to form a pattern now, and maybe other Hasbro exclusives with Target, once they exceed a certain lifespan, will be up for grabs for additional production runs to go to other places. So Cobra Island stuff, for example, might actually become available to purchase someday.
Please.
Hey, speaking of, did you get that package yet, Brian?
After a month.
Nice.
Thank you.
What I'm going to be interested to see is if what's going on with these formerly Target exclusives ends up also happening with Amazon exclusives from the previous year. So you would see Ironhide and Prowl go up, the Coneheads go up, other places to become available again, because those were hard to find, hard to get hold of through Amazon unless you pre-ordered right away, because even when you pre-ordered early, in some cases, those pre-orders got canceled out from under you because of supply chain problems or whatever. So, if Hasbro is in the mood right now to be doing additional production runs, and those additional runs are not subject to the exclusivity agreements of the first strike at these, that would be good for a lot of people who ended up missing out for one reason or another. And from what I hear, getting stuff from like Big Bad Toy Store, if you're in another country, is a lot more accessible and affordable in a lot of cases than trying to have something middleman from Target to Senegal or wherever.
I see people from Australia getting stuff from Big Bad all the time. So yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so that's cool. If you didn't get it, check out Entertainment Earth, etc. And
I think the Rainmaker set is due to ship out over the summer.
Cool.
So unlike the Skywarp and Thundercracker thing, where it's a much shorter time frame, this looks like it is a complete additional production run, and they're doing the pre-orders to figure out their numbers to have made for that.
Awesome.
That's my interpretation of this, just based on
Yeah.
where the pre-order is landing and where the ship date is expected to be.
Cool.
It's the same thing with the Super 7 stuff too. We were told actually that these are being done based on their pre-order numbers and would not be technically in stock at any point. You're going to pre-order these and then they'll be fulfilled, and that's probably going to be the extent of the run. So that's something to keep in mind too.
Let's see here. I was going to mention, I don't know if it's news. I don't know if we mentioned it. Maybe a week I wasn't here. It looks like Wave 2 of Red is shipping or showing up at Walmart.
Yeah, that may have been a week you were out. I'm not sure, or you just
Okay.
forgotten we talked about it. I'm pretty sure we mentioned it at least in passing.
Okay.
That they had appeared. They haven't appeared in any great numbers as far as I can tell, but there was a couple sightings in the U.S., one recently in Canada now, so they're in the distribution chain. But like for my local stores that I've checked out, none of them have Red on the shelves anymore, and I was struggling to even find if there was stickers left on the planograms for them, which it doesn't seem like there actually are. That Megatron I got, admittedly, it was rather crunchy on the outside and marked down, but it was still marked down, and I just kind of have my curiosity here, I guess I'll say, if Walmart's having some second thoughts because this is not going quite how they expected it to.
Yeah.
And then Red Wave 3 ends up being a Ross or TJ Maxx exclusive instead.
Sadness.
It wouldn't be the first time Walmart decided to just pull out of a whole run of exclusive stuff and it ended up at the closeout chains. They did that with The Last Night.
Yeah.
Where Walmart had that entire product lineup of Legends class stuff, and no, not Cogman. Cogman was a regular retail product. But
they had the exclusive rights to Hot Rod.
Yeah.
I always had Hot Rod as well.
Yes, because Walmart declined to sell it.
I got mine through I got it through Walmart.com, but they didn't have.
Yeah, but the stores never carried them.
Yeah.
Walmart massively pulled out of there the Last Night exclusives that they ordered a whole bunch of, and it almost the deluxe hot rods went to Ollie's predominantly, although they also ended up at Ross because I think I found a couple of them at my local Ross, and the Legends class stuff and all the other stuff ended up just at closeout retail. The stores never stocked them, and I don't even think they lasted long on the website.
Yeah, I got it mine site to store, so I technically got it at the store. Technically. I'm just saying though, if Walmart does decide to dump and pull out of Red, it wouldn't be the first time they've done exactly this kind of thing because stuff wasn't going their way. Yeah. Okay. Let's jump to what we got this week. Mind if I go first, at least on a couple things, just so I can get them out of the way. Diecast, thank you. I finally got Firefly. It'll take a month. So your post office is death.
Flew very slow.
Yeah. What else? I got the Cyberverse Deluxe Prowl and Soundwave. I actually like him. Prowl is the transformation is not quite G1, but it's pretty. It's inspired by, and it's a neat little toy. Soundwave. I didn't much care for the transformation because there's a gap in the vehicle mode on the legs, and when you transform it, that's just weird. It just leaves a space there that's not necessary.
The top?
Yes, the top of the car.
Oh no,
it's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I mean, otherwise it's not bad. And I don't have them handy. I wanted to talk about them because I was going to gush about them. Back in September of 2019, the WizKids unpainted Transformers minis, we talked about them, and didn't really honestly think much about much about it after that. And my buddy Dusty got me Waves 1 and 2 for Christmas, and he finally brought him over. We had a little social distanced Christmas exchange, and having them in hand, they are incredibly detailed. They look fantastic. I am super stoked about getting them and painting them when we're both vaccinated and my basement's finished and I have a nice working table down here. He's going to come over and we'll spend some time painting. I'll probably shoot some video of the effort. I might pick up some more and do like different characters. So I might get more than one Seeker and do maybe at least, the original 3. And just, I don't know. They're really, really nice. I was extremely impressed with them. So thanks, Dusty, for that. I got some more stuff, but I'll hold it because Chris got it as well, and I'd rather Chris talk about it than me. So I'm done. Chris, you're gonna go next.
Does that mean I'm on now?
Yeah, you're on.
Good timing. I just got finished refilling my cup. So I assume you mean the new Galactic Odyssey set that shipped out?
Did you not get? Did you get both sets? No, the Shattered Glass and the Galactic Odyssey.
I did not even pre-order the Shattered Glass set because I don't care about that.
Did anybody besides me get that? Anybody besides me get the Shattered Glass set?
I did.
Okay, I'll let you talk about it. Okay, go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, so I have the Barricade and Counterpunch set. So Barricade it's the Earthrise Dotson mold, which I like a lot. This one probably is the worst for the shoulders sticking in because it won't on either side. And the tension on that is much less than the tension of the actual shoulder hinge. So I gotta be kind of careful where I press on that to not pull the whole shoulder out of the socket. So that's always fun. Apart from that, the biggest complaint I have is it needs more color. Now, obviously, police car is going to be kind of monotone anyway, just because of what it is. But like the like copper gold color that they put on the rifle, which is paint, it's the same plastic color as the hands and thighs underneath. Like they needed to add some of this to some of the other interior robot parts or something. It needs more color variety. One thing this is missing compared to the Siege version in particular is that all the clear plastic is just colorless, where on the Siege one it was purple tinted. And even that would have dressed it up quite a bit more. Like this, it needs a little bit more color variety than what it has. It's a little bit on the bland side for me. I do have the non-F add-on kit for the restyled shoulder cannons and a bigger rifle, which are both in the bronze color. So that will help some, but it really needs more color just integral to the robot for people who don't have the benefit of aftermarket accessory packs. Oh, and like I'm not usually one to complain about this, but like silver hubcaps probably would have helped a lot too.
Oh yeah.
It's just it is sadly very bland looking, but like if you're inclined to detail up your figures in general anyway, like all of it can be fixed pretty easily. I just don't feel like it should be a necessary step. Punch Counter Punch mostly feels just like the first version of this. Some of the joint tolerances might be slightly looser, but I'm more going to say that's like individual QC variants than change over time to the mold itself. I've heard this has the same issue that the first version does, where the shoulder ball stalks are on backwards, so you have to crack the torso open and reverse them to make it transform smoothly. I did do a test transformation on this, and it will go into car mode and seems to be fine as it comes out of the package, but I don't remember what the specific issue was the first time where people decided that needed to be switched because it was not fitting together right, but it still seems to be the case now, and it might be a good idea to try to do that. It shouldn't be hard to find a guide to making that swap from when this first came out in 2017, I think. But the deco is very similar on this to the first one. The most substantive addition is the yellow stripe along the bottom of the car parts, which I think looks nice. I kind of wish the original had that, but it also loses like the red rims on the wheels from the original, which really popped to me. And the colors are all just like a lighter shade from what they originally were. And while this looks better to me in hand than the stock photos made it look, I still think overall I kind of prefer the way the original one looks. And of course, in my case, my original one it has the fixed shoulders because I did that fix as soon as I got it. So I don't know if I'm going to end up keeping this counterpunch since I don't really need to have two, and overall I like the other one better. But we'll see. For people who didn't get that original one, this is still going to be a nice option. It still looks really nice. It's kind of like Barricade. It needs a few finishing touches to really feel as nice as it should. I've always liked this mold a lot, and I still wish it would come out as one of the Target Masters, Point Blank. Yeah. I still think that would be a really suitable application for this mold, but it's kind of the same thing too. Like I was talking about with handling some other older molds after having Siege and Earthrise stuff in hand. Like it's just really weird to have something constructed around ball joints instead of like universal joints and ratchets. It all still like feels normal and holds together, but there's just like a certain looser quality to it because of the ball and socket joints. And it's just kind of weird to remember how this was normal at one time, and then they just kind of escalated the articulation model to something else, and now this feels like such a throwback. So those are the only on-topic things I got, and then I can just quickly go through the off-topic stuff. So first, this is all going to be Mega Construct stuff. So I got Skeletor's head.
That's like a little play set, right? It's just like a couple of...
Yeah, basically. So there's a tiny little picture of the contents on the side here, which, thanks to the magic of a webcam, actually, is pretty visible. So this is the Fisto set, and I bought this one specifically because the thing you can build for Fisto is anybody who had late 80s, early 90s toys probably has some kind of action figure with one of those backpacks where if you string a string between two chairs or something, it can ride down, or if you had a really fancy one that had a motor and could sometimes climb. So there's a Mega Constructs kit version of that for Fisto. So it's like a mountain climbing backpack thing. And of the choices, like one was a trap jaw that was in weird colors. It had a laser cannon. There's a He-Man, which I don't need another He-Man. So Fisto had the most interesting. I don't care. But Fisto had the most interesting thing, and wasn't like a weird deco inversion or anything like that. So I went with that one. And I think the Skeletor face on here is also glow-in-the-dark plastic, but I haven't been able to actually like comprehensively test that. The other ones, though, are like normal colors and like a bronze skull face, which look weird. So overall, I would say this is probably the best one to get. I also got just yesterday or the day before the Skeletor and Panther. This is the flocked Panther.
Ooh, I love it.
Yeah, so in the Point Dread set, there's a Skeletor and Panther. That's a battle armor Skeletor, and that Panther is not flocked, but I had to have the flocked one because I couldn't get a flocked Mossman because that was an SDCC exclusive with the battle bones, I think.
Yeah.
So I have that now. And then I also got, this came from Amazon. It's the Battle Ram kit, which comes with Triclops and Mechanic. So this is $20, and it splits into the Sky Sled and the Ram.
Yeah, I got
section.
that too. I haven't opened it yet.
Hey Mickey got also and said that like it's a lot smaller than he expected, but like I mean the box is smaller than I was expecting. I haven't opened it yet, but I can imagine the vehicles would be kind of small just based on the scale of the minifigures as depicted on the box art.
I was ticked off. Mine came from Amazon in an envelope, and I opened it, and it was in 188 pieces.
Anyway, that's all I got this week.
That Battle Bones set is $250.
SDCC.
Oh my god! But it comes with a
Yeah, I don't need
Faker.
it.
We already have Faker.
We have Faker like 2 or 3 times. Yeah. Faker got at least 3 times because I think Faker was in the current minifigure assortment, wasn't it? Like a battle armor
So
Faker.
the only thing it really has is the battle bones and the flocked Mossman.
Mm-hmm.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, but Faker came out in 2 individual figure assortments and is also in one of the 5 packs they released.
Yeah,
So plenty of opportunity to get that.
Yeah, cool. John, did you get anything? Negatory.
John DeLuna.
Matt.
Yeah, I got stuff. All right, so a couple weeks ago, we were reminiscing about the old Warpath from the Revealed the Shield era.
Yeah.
And talking about
Brilliant
repaints of that. Yeah, repaints of that. And I realized I'd always meant to go back and get that Striker from that BotCon set.
Oh,
So
Nice.
I picked that up. And yeah, God, I love this mold so much. And
Jealous.
they actually did get a really good Striker head sculpt
was
on
that
there.
a subscription service or was that a BotCon figure?
That was the Machine Wars box set.
Yeah, BotCon 2013, I think.
Ah, shoot. Okay.
One of those years. Anyway,
That sounds right.
Yeah, I got her because Striker was a Decepticon in Transformers Animated, so I got her to go with my female Decepticons. Shelf. Because I have many.
Uh-oh.
Just yanked my headset off. I have many female Autobots, but very few female Decepticons. So Striker's boosting the ranks there. And also, I picked up the Cyberverse, I think, Energon Armor Clobber.
Ooh, nice.
To also go on that shelf and boost the ranks. I actually really like this figure a lot more than I thought I would. It's like one of the 2 Cyberverse figures I have now, her and Whirl. So, yeah, that's way nicer than I was expecting. And all the Energon armor folds away. So I got Kingdom Paleotrex.
Cool. You like
Yeah. I really like it as a skeletal dinosaur.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Like-
pretty much what it's for.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much what these are going to, the purpose these are going to serve for my shelf. Like, I like these more than modulators, but less than weaponizers. So,
That's fair.
Yeah, sounds right.
yes. Also, I got, let's see, Studio Series 86 Jazz.
What do you think?
Oh, nice.
I really, really like him. That Reveal the Shield Jazz is always going to be like a great Jazz, but honestly, like I like this one almost just as much. Like he looks great. He folds into a very, very tiny car though.
Yeah.
And with him, I got Studio Series 86 Blur.
Ooh.
I actually do like this Blur. In hand, his legs look a little scrawny compared to his bulkier upper body. But that just may be a me thing. But his arms, okay, we know he has the big front of the car parts that fold over. They're huge on his lower arms. The thing that gets me, and this is part of the transformation, but they're not hinged to the wrist, they're hinged to the hand. So if you want to turn his hand, those things are gonna
What? I didn't realize that.
yeah.
That's so weird.
Weird.
It is really weird. And like I said, it's for the purpose of the transformation, but it's really, really unfortunate.
Yeah, so technically, it doesn't have wrist articulation. It has a transformation joint where the wrist would be in order to flip those pontoons around.
Yeah. Transformation is strikingly similar to the Titan's Return mold, but this one gets a bonus because it's not a headmaster unnecessarily.
And there's paint.
Which,
Yeah.
if you have the Legends version, that doesn't apply. But yeah, since he's specifically talking about Titan's Return as a point of comparison.
Yeah, I do have the Legends version. One major drawback to this is it does not have a weapon port for vehicle mode, so you can't just take the Target Master from the Titan's Return or the Legends one and add it to this. So,
Although I think Hot Rod has the same problem. I don't think Hot Rod has a 5mm port.
I thought you could like plug all of his weapons together or something
With tabs.
Put it on. Oh well, nothing's perfect, but I actually do like Blur. Yeah, he does have very, very sharp cheekbones and a big chin, but it's not as bad in person as I thought it was going to be. Like it's something I can get past it.
Does Cup have a 5mm port anywhere on his vehicle mode?
I wouldn't know. I can't find one.
Entertainment Earth is shipping me my toys one at a time, and they haven't sent me Cup yet. So.
No, I think
Gotcha.
I think Cup might have an accessible 5mm port because I think the Energon goodie dispenser can be plugged into the vehicle somewhere.
Okay, I was just kind of wondering if we were going to go like ridiculously old school with this and get like separate releases that add those ports for Target Masters someday.
I mean, just for the limited reuse these molds have, I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah.
I mean, if they want to repaint this Blur as Nautica again, I'd be fine with that.
Oh, I wouldn't.
Oh, by the way, Matt, in case you didn't know, Toy Hacks did announce a repo label set for that Jazz.
So I saw that today. That looks good.
Today, I got my Galactic Odyssey set of Counter Punch, and Barricade. I agree with Chris 100% that this Barricade would have benefited greatly from the purple translucent plastic.
I need to talk to Hey Mickey about like what he thinks about getting some like clear purple paint and tinting the windows after the fact. Like if he thinks that would be a viable solution.
I don't know.
That might be worth doing.
Yeah. For some reason I've not figured out yet, I did get a paint defect, and Barricade has a red spot on the side of his head for some unknown reason.
Huh.
The only red paint I know of on this figure is for his eyes.
So he's got a third eye?
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess behind one of his ears would be.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's good for seeing behind him, probably.
Well, off to the side, really.
Well, he's got to turn his head a little bit.
Yeah. So the Punch Counter Punch is a much lighter shade of blue, and it doesn't have the orange to the yellow that the original release had. This is like straight up yellow, but it's a good color scheme for him, and I think I'll keep both. I'll keep one as Punch and one as Counter Punch. I'll keep the original as Counter Punch because, as Chris said, it had the red accents, the rims, and that really pops much more in Decepticon mode. So that'll stay like that. I got Kingdom Cyclonus, Voyager Cyclonus, and
I thought you already had that.
No. Well, I had it last week, but I wasn't on the show.
Gotcha.
So he is really. I love it. I absolutely love it. It is very, very close to Studio Series Hot Rod. Like, I could not ask for anything better. If they want to do this as a selects with toy colors, I'd pick up another one. Mine, however, did come with a misfired pin, and it was on his wrist. And I don't know if it'll even show up. No, it's not going to show up there, but it's scarred where I had to put it back in correctly because it was so misfired into that post. When I rotated his hand around for transformation, the pin shot out.
Oh, wow.
Well, at least that made it easy to remove.
Yeah.
Yes, but at the same point, it was put together wrong, and there's really no room for error on this toy. So that means it scarred that post that it's supposed to pin into. So now I'm a little wary of it, but I have another one. I found this when I was out at a Walmart. I had another one pre-ordered through Hasbro Pulse that's being delivered now, so I'm going to hold on to that just in case this does break. But lastly, I got Studio Series 86 Grimlock.
Ooh, not great week.
I know. Well, great
Well,
2 weeks.
2
probably.
weeks, yeah, 2 weeks. Yes, I had this last week. He is just wonderful. He's got a nice weight to him. He is a huge leader toy, especially for the days that we're in. His neck is like a smoky clear plastic, but it's completely painted over. I don't understand why they changed that.
Because they decided they wanted him to look a little bit more cartoon than a little bit more toy.
I guess, but it does still have the molded detail inner piece that's supposed to be in there for clear plastic that you can see through, because I noticed Chrome Tyranno on Twitter, Grimlocktimus, was doing a custom and he removed all the gold paint. He's doing a Marvel UK Grimlock, I believe. Looks really good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. He's a wide dinosaur, you know. It's a thing, but it works out really well for proportions in robot mode, which is, you know, important for Transformers. Wheelie sucks. Wheelie is absolutely terrible.
It's an accessory. We can accept it as it is.
Yeah. His dinosaur leg / robot arms do give me a little bit of pause because they lock in with these tiny little square pegs that just scream to me that they're going to break off at one day. So it has them on both sides because, you know, his elbow changes from which way it bends. So he has the pegs there for robot mode and the pegs there for dinosaur mode. And yeah, they just look like their days are numbered straight out of the box. I haven't noticed any stressing yet, but I think it's only a matter of time before those start snapping off on people. But that's the only complaint I have with Grimlock. Like, it's amazing. I hope we get the rest of the Dinobots, like all of them. So,
Well, not Snarl. He wasn't in the movie.
he was. You have to really watch for him. He was like
he could be an accessory with Swoop.
He ran away from Blaster Fire in Autobot City, and if you pause it at exactly the right moment when the Quintesson ship is spinning down onto Quintessa, you can see his silhouette in the Quintesson ship through the windows.
Yeah. So what we'll do as a compromise is Swoop or somebody will just have Snarl on the printed backdrop in the packaging, and that'll be the Studio Series representation of Snarl.
And yeah, that was big 2 weeks for me. So that's me done.
No off-topic stuff, or you just
No off-topic stuff.
Wow.
But it does appear that the mail service is slowly starting to pick back up because I got Grimlock quick from Entertainment Earth. Like I got him in like a week, and Jazz and Blur in just under 2 weeks, I think, as opposed to the month that I waited for the last thing I ordered.
Yeah, I got my Grimlock from CMD store in like 3 days, which is exactly how long it was supposed to take.
Yeah, I think mine was a little slower than that, but not by much.
Yeah.
But like I said, that Entertainment Earth, like I ordered that entire, like everything, Grimlock, Blur, Cup, Hot Rod, Scourge. I ordered all that stuff at once, and they're shipping them to me one thing at a time.
It's possible Entertainment Earth is getting solid packed cases of the individual toys, the same way like Amazon seems to. So they're shipping you stuff one at a time, probably because that's how they're receiving them.
Yes, it's unfortunate when you have to pay the shipping, though.
Yeah.
Well, you're only supposed to, if you order it all in one order, you're only supposed to pay the shipping once. Well, that's between you and Entertainment Earth.
Yeah.
to work out.
I shall have to go back and double check. I just assume that, you know, they're charging me shipping every time.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember how to transform Grimlock, his robot head, how it's supposed to fit into the dino body. I'm trying to remember that.
It just folds down.
Yeah. Like it's how
When
it's
you move
supposed
the chest, it just folds down.
but it still sticks out. Yeah.
So I guess I should go now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm
go ahead,
fiddling with
Diecast.
this. I don't remember how to do it. I don't want to look at instructions again.
I got these guys too.
That's the Galactic Odyssey barricade and counterpunch set for those not watching video.
Yeah, counterpunch. This vacuum form plastic, I am so glad we're getting rid of it because
Yeah.
barricade actually just like I pulled his top half out and his legs were still in the packaging.
Oh, good. It's not just me. I pulled out the legs out and the top half stayed in.
Oh, okay. So maybe they weren't fully connected, or I'm not sure. But and the weapons look like they're vacuum formed on like all four sides. So there's not a good way to take those weapons out.
Yeah, I had to really work to get barricade shoulder cannons out of there because they're effectively trapped in there.
I just want to point out that I'm both an idiot and need caffeine. So, yeah, I was trying to put Grimlock's chest back, which becomes his lower abdomen. His robot chest becomes the lower abdomen. I was trying to put it back in the spot where his robot chest goes. Yeah.
Okay, so you need caffeine anyway. Go ahead, Diecast.
Yeah.
I got the Shattered Glass 2-pack as well. I was going to take Shattered Glass Prime out of the plastic, but he has the same problem with the vacuum form, where his smokestacks are so far vacuum formed up into the plastic that I'm scared I'm going to break it. So I'm actually, when I have time, I'm going to have to cut out his shoulder cannons.
Probably if you can release his legs and his forearms, you'll be able to just slide the thing down enough to get the smokestacks clear without risking them.
So I never actually took them out of the package. I only opened them up and looked at them and said, "Man, Prime is really pretty." Then I closed it back. That's basically my thoughts on that set.
But what were your thoughts on Ratchet, Brian?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I really like
Ratchet's the one I like out of the set.
Yeah, I really like Ratchet's deco on his head. His face and his head is actually a really nice deco.
I don't know.
Also, by far of those two sets that have come out, the hardest thing to get out is Ratchet's blaster.
I feel like that was the case with the Autobot Alliance set and Ironhide.
Maybe. I thought his blaster was going to snap in half when I was taking it out of that plastic.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. So, my complaint with that Shattered Glass set is that they went with Ratchet when, using the same mold, they could have just as easily done Shattered Glass Ironhide, which is, if I remember right, is just Diaclone
Ironhide.
Oh, that'd be so much better.
Yes, that would have made more people happy. I probably would have bought the set, even though I only passingly care about Shattered Glass Optimus. I think it's a attractive deco on the Optimus body type, but that Ratchet means nothing to me, and I don't need to own a Shattered Glass Optimus, so there was no reason for me to get that set. Anyway, go ahead, Diecast.
I only got it for the Prime, honestly. I really like that Shattered Glass Prime. I can't explain why. It's just, but for all those people that give me a hard time about that, why does everyone love Nemesis Prime? I mean, it's just a black Prime.
A lot of them I don't love.
That's a great question.
The last thing I got was a billy club that I can beat people with.
No, I believe that's actually a hand grenade.
It's
If you put the incorrect batteries in it, yes, it is a hand grenade.
Yes.
I did put the correct batteries in.
So what is it?
It is Dr. Egg.
That's the X-Transbots Quintesson, correct?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
So it's electronic, and it's caught fire. Is that true?
No, it's exploded.
It exploded.
Shrapnel.
Burn mark.
Property damage. Yes.
Are there videos?
Personal injury, if I remember right.
It is.
Narrowly avoided personal injury.
Oh, good.
It is heavy. It is very, very heavy.
Yes, all the better to make shrapnel with.
I like how Diecast is ignoring all of what you're saying.
No, I put the right battery in, so I should.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, what Diecast is neglecting is to explain the context, which I guess me and Matt are going to have to do. So, one of the people who got Dr. Egg early on in the fulfillment process I guess, did not understand what kind of batteries it was supposed to take to work the electronics and the parent motorized function.
It he used non-rechargeable batteries and tried to recharge them.
Oh, well, that's that person's fault then.
Oh, I didn't know that would actually cause it to blow up.
Yes. Energy builds up and has to go somewhere, Diecast.
See, in a rechargeable battery, the material inside the battery is designed to absorb the energy that's applied to it. An alkaline battery doesn't really have the same chemical properties inside to reabsorb power once it's started emitting it.
Well,
So it converts into heat and builds pressure, and then boom!
yeah, you can't use an ICAD or a nickel metal hydride battery charger on a alkaline battery. But apparently there are rechargers. I just don't think they're recommended.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
I mean, you can buy quote unquote medical laser devices off of eBay for $50 or $60,
wonderful.
but they are also not
Wait,
recommended.
really? on eBay, you said?
XV, you just burned down Brian's house.
No,
Medical
I just
laser.
burned down one of Brian's children's eyes. Probably.
Oh man.
Yeah, or the cat. That cat just lost
thing-
its tail.
Oh, I'm sorry. The interesting thing about the Dr. Egg, it doesn't actually say the movie lines.
What does it say?
It says, I guess, lines from the show. I don't know. It's not the movie lines.
What
And
is-
I was.
Well, what's an example?
Do you want me to play the sounds?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
Yeah.
It is an audio presentation primarily, Diecast.
Yeah, well, that
That's
one
Sir
I
Optimus
recognize, yeah.
Prime. Yeah, it's lines from the TV show.
probably mostly
Yeah.
Five Faces of Darkness, I guess.
Well, that was-
I think I noticed Killing Jar in there too.
Stop it.
God, I kind of want that now.
Yeah, I forget how cool their voices are.
And I mean, like, yes, the few lines they had in the movie are well known and iconic in their own right, but like generally their dialogue in season 3 was better.
I just want guilty or innocent. And then I learned-
Innocent.
Innocent. I don't
What's
know.
the thing called again? Billy?
Dr. Egg.
Dr. Egg.
Or Dr. Robotnik if it's the 90s.
Yeah. Eggman.
X-Transbots. But it's
X
big. It's
Transbots, but
heavy.
since it doesn't transform, it doesn't matter that it's X Transbots.
Yeah.
160
Engineering
bucks.
does not apply. Yeah, it's
How
well,
much?
it's big. It's big.
Yeah, it's out of scale.
Oh,
It's like 2 times bigger than the Earthrise one.
I don't need it then.
If I've seen the pictures, if I'm interpreting the pictures correctly.
I have one on my Twitter at Diecast2 that has a comparison between the.
That's probably the one I
Voyager-
saw.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So. But yeah, that's all I got this week.
Rob?
Yeah, I got a few things. First off, as a counterpoint to the idea that the post office is speeding back up, about 18 days after Headmaster Don mailed it, I did get Buzzworthy Bumblebee. And thank you for that, Don. I appreciate it. It's an okay little toy. I mainly got it to have the spike, which is also an okay little toy, so
That's really not,
And-
but I'm glad you like it.
it's acceptable. It's, I was really kind of hoping for something more along the lines of the Titan Masters, but there's a Titan Master for that if I really wanted that. So, yeah, it's, it's all right. It's none of it's particularly inspiring, and just the Bumblebee is not particularly fun to handle. And it's kind of difficult to massage all the pieces into place, I feel like, for something that size. But
Yeah, it's a little weird.
yeah, I was much happier with Kingdom Optimus Primal. I got my Amazon pre-order for that this week, and that's not a bad figure at all. I really do like it. It's This is going to sound stupid, but just there's something nice about how solidly it holds the swords. Because that was a thing with me with various previous Optimus Primal figures. I kind of had trouble getting them to hold on to those very well. Particularly the Robot Masters and Telemocha mold did not have a great grip on those.
Oh
Just
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, tabbed into the palm. So just having a nice solid, 5mm handle. And I'm a sucker for the hands that actually have the fingers move, but still have a working 5mm socket. So yeah, good monkey. Happy with that. Let's see, what else did I get? I got from Amazon Japan in 2 days the Gundam G-Frame Super Gundam, which I got because I was talking to Blade Raider about the G-Frame line and found out that they're approximately in scale with the old mobile suits and action figures that Chris and I collected. Some of the US stuff was a little bit smaller. They did grow a little bit as the line went on, so it turns out it's almost head height equal with the extended MS in Action Gundam Mark II, which is the core component of the Super Gundam. That doesn't mean the parts are compatible, unfortunately. The G Defensor, which is the add-on backpack that makes the Mark II the Super Gundam, does not fit on the extended MS in Action version. I think it might be possible to make an adapter to do that. I just need actual CAD skills and my brother to, set it up for the 3D printer.
After he test runs some whistles first.
Oh yes, there must be whistles before
My
anything.
4-year-old is begging me to print her a new whistle.
So I can send you a link to a listing for 48 whistles for $8 on Amazon.
I've got several I printed before I sent Rob the printer that I have kept hidden away for that purpose.
But also, let's see. There was.
I got that Super Gundam too, but it slipped my mind until Rob started talking about it, which is fine because Rob was better suited to talk about it since he actually built his.
Yeah, it's not difficult to build, though. I think I may have mentioned on Twitter. Make sure you open the chest armor when you go to attach the waist joint, because it doesn't really want to pop. The ball joint doesn't really want to seat fully if the chest armor is still in place. I didn't mention yet, the gimmick with the G-frame line is that there is a full articulated skeleton that you put all of the armor onto. So this one comes partially assembled compared to the Candy Toy versions, because in the Candy Toy versions they sell the armor and the frames separately. But yeah,
this is still a Candy Toy though. This G armor, or this Super Armor Super Gundam G frame toy, because although it's $40 and is a box comparable in size to an Earthrise Deluxe, there is still a tiny little piece of candy just shoved down into the corner of the box inside with all the other parts.
Yes, to meet various old Japanese tax laws for what is and isn't a candy toy, the Super Gundam comes with a single chiclet. So let's see. There's one other thing I do just want to give a quick shout out to, which is that one thing I got this past week was a harness for our Hoyer lift that actually allowed us to get my mother out of bed for the first time in a year and a half. So many thanks and shout out to the X-Ray Monkey on Twitter, who responded to my call for help on that, because it is exactly what we needed. It does what we need, and it's a lot of work to do, but we can actually do it finally, and that is just such a relief. So thank you very much. I really appreciate it. So it's been a good week.
Awesome.
Good.
Cool.
Oh, didn't you get a fridge too?
Oh yeah. Also, we got a fridge.
Sweet.
That was also a good week, because boy, did we need that.
Yeah.
So So when you didn't have a fridge, were you running down to the 7-Eleven and getting Slurpees like you did when the power was out for a week?
No, sadly, no. I have still not gone anywhere substantial. I have still not probably walked past the edges of our friggin' property since March of last year. But no, what we did was we pulled out a bunch of coolers and things, and since I have a deep freeze downstairs, we froze Ziploc bags full of water, and just kept everything that way.
Makes sense.
Cool. I need to check and make sure my dad's insulin didn't get too cold, or else we may have a problem. But
yes,
otherwise, I think everything came through okay.
Cool.
That's good.
Don.
Hey, not a lot lately. It's been, as I was talking pre-show, this week and last week, all the places locally did their resets and then stopped putting things out. So there's that. But off topic, big thanks to both you guys last week for pre-show help, Brian, on the G.I. Joes. Big shout out to Blade Raider for sending me a part. Thanks to him and thanks to y'all's advice, I have wind chill.
Nice.
His 2 skis and his gun. And from Blade Raider, I got the seat belt. So that means I now, other than the blueprint / instruction and the file card, I now have a 100% complete Arctic Blast, which is my favorite
Nice.
G.I. Joe vehicle, because it's just pretty much shows the absurdity of G.I. Joe, especially when the Arctic Blast is my favorite because it's a giant rolling sled of death. So I got that. So looking forward to adding all those parts. I also picked up from GameStop Plasmane, the My Little Pony Ghostbuster crossover figure, to go with my Optimus Prime My Little Pony crossover figure, to go with my Doctor Who's figure. So that's my entire pony collection is 3 figures. So I got that. I picked up the Galactic Odyssey set, as I mentioned in pre-show. I'm thinking about getting that non-F set for Barricade as well to add a little bit of color to it. Not sure if I'm keeping the punch counter punch. Probably be like the rest of y'all, 1 punch, 1 counter punch, and it'll be that. Other than that, the only thing I picked up, I did find finally Studio Series Grimlock.
Oh, good.
So I'm finally picked them. So I am now 100% caught up on Studio Series and on Kingdom. With wave 1 of both. So that's it. Not a lot going on locally.
So, Don, if you do end up getting that non-F add-on for Barricade, he also is offering pieces to put on the wheels of the Datsun mold to cover over the mushroom clip piece.
Yeah,
because I think that also will make the hubcaps look silver in the process. So
right, I saw those. The tires have never really been a major thing for me, whether they had the rims colored or not. Because I was looking at getting that set maybe for Smokescreen, because Smokescreen is a lot more important to me than Barricade.
Right.
I just wanted that Barricade Earth mode representation, but I may pick that up. I'm very tempted to get that Toy Hacks Jazz set that I mentioned to Matt a while ago to dress up this Jazz a little. But as bad as I am with stickers, I'm not really sure if I'm going to even bother attempting it or not.
Yeah, I just mentioned the hubcap thing for Barricade because Barricade is kind of lacking in color variety.
Yeah,
the vehicle especially looks a little bit bland, so that might help dress that up a little bit too.
Now, are those hubcaps, are they silver or are they that bronze gold color?
I think he's got them in gray and black. I'd have to go look again.
Okay, all right, because me and add-on kits are really not something that I really look at. It's like I've got the figure, I could use it, but is it really worth putting the money into that?
Yeah, I wouldn't buy the wheel covers for the Datsuns by themselves, but adding them onto an order for something else.
Yeah,
there's black and gray ones.
Yes, I'll probably get the gray just to break up that color scheme a little bit. I'm still thinking about getting the gun set for Smokescreen as well, but and the Trailbreaker add-on kit. But that's something to think of here down the road.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Cool. Okay, so hey, if you're not already using our Amazon link at tfradio.net/Amazon, please do so. It really help us out. You don't spend a cent more on anything, and it helps cover. Actually, it's pretty much mostly what covers the show costs. tfradio.net/Amazon. That would be very helpful. Also, our Patreon at patreon.com/tfradio. Please consider signing up and being a patron. It greatly helps us out. And if you are a member at the Touched tier, you can appear on our weekly History on the Five podcast, where we discuss what went on this week in history. Transformers 5, 10, 15, so on years ago on the fives. Hot 5 history on the fives. It's a lot of fun. Really enjoy doing it. And now we basically have an official record time for that. We record that Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern. So if any of you guys want to come back and show up once in a while, it's me and patrons at the Touch tier. It's a lot of fun. Patreon.com/TF Radio. Speaking of folks that we have now on our Patreon at the Touch tier, I just went in and updated it. We have Kevin Dorsey, Ryan Bona, Cheesy Patty, Emmett Stresovich, Rabbits, Hector Bones, Nathan Sampy, Jonathan James, Ness, Joey Russell, Jason Hiley, Mike Mallory, Jason W. Rye, Sean Hamilton, Jacob Owen Lucia, Sean Bratton, and Spider Bob. Thank you all so much for being patrons. And thank you to everybody at any tier, anything that you can help us out with. Again, it's greatly appreciated. And these folks can be found, of course, at tfradio.net/credits. I'm personally on Twitter at bkilby and on Instagram at Brian Kilby, and I post other things at briankilby.com. I plan on recording a new episode of How Was Your Weekend this weekend with Wendy, which I'm glad that I mentioned that because I completely forgot otherwise. And I'm honestly thinking about starting another podcast.
Really?
Yeah. We'll see how it goes. Oh, more details later. So, briankilby.com. Rob Springer's not here, but he's at Robo Rob on Twitter. And at zonebase.org. Not certain if we're going to have any more episodes of his podcast. I think he may be branching out, doing some different stuff with his time. But if we do, that'll be available at tfradio.net and at zonebase.org. Let's see here. We are on Twitter at TFRadio, Patreon at patreon.com/TFRadio. Of course, join us on our Discord. We enjoy chatting with our folks during the live streams, various live streams that we do, and of course during the week. And you can install it directly, the app, and join us from tfradio.net/Discord. Or if you just want to do it from your browser, you can join through tfradio.net/Discord. We're on Facebook, facebook.com/TFRadio, Instagram, TF Podcast, YouTube is under Radio Free Cybertron. We're on Roku, Fire TV, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Audible. We're on Audible now. I need to write that down. Where?
Also, for YouTube, I rediscovered tfradio.net/YouTube is still valid and redirects to our channel.
Great.
So that's a very easy way for people to get there. And
Absolutely.
subscribe to us so that they get notified of our live streams when they go live. So please do that.
Yep. And
tfradio.net/YouTube.
yeah, that's awesome. And if you're not subscribing to us on YouTube, we would appreciate if you did. It's not really, posting videos really isn't our thing, but we do use it for live streams. Oh, we're also on Twitch at TF Podcast. I think it's TF Podcast. If you want to watch us there, we're all over the place. One thing you can do to help us out, if while you're listening to the show, just leave us a review wherever you're listening from, especially if it's one of the newer platforms like Audible or Spotify. It helps with discoverability. We'd appreciate it. And of course, you can find show notes for this episode at tfradio.net/712, tfradio.net/the episode number, which in this case, again, it's 712. Chris, how do people get a hold of you?
I'm personally on Twitter at ChrisRTXV. I tweet random things sometimes when I think of them because, it's just kind of how it is. For my toy photography work and, toy things in general, that's collected at playwithphotography.com. I have articles and galleries and whatnot. And on social media, my photography work is either at playwithphotos on Twitter or on Instagram at playwithphotography. If you like the work I do and want to show some support and help me keep doing it, patreon.com/playwithphotos for as little as $2 per month.
Cool. I just got an email. I get emails all the time that we're on new places. I haven't checked this out, but this one is something called Verbal. I don't even know what that is, but apparently
I've never heard of it.
We're on Podbean, apparently. I have no idea. John, how do
Are we on MySpace?
Probably. John, how do we get a hold of you?
That John D everywhere except Verbal.
Cool. Let's see here. Matt. Oh man, it's not on. Yeah, I'm sorry, Rob. I was just following the screen.
Okay, I am on Twitter at Figure Reviewers and Rob Flails. Rob Flails is the Twitter for Flail Throughs, my YouTube gaming channel. I cover Gundam Battle Operation 2, which is a free-to-play Gundam game for the PS4 and 5 now. It's been playable on the PS5 the whole time, but they're also doing a PS5 exclusive version with some new features. Kind of a rough week because that, of course, means they have twice as many versions of the game to maintain, and there's been some growing pains. But more importantly, the Capool is in there this week, so if you like, spherical robots, there's a good one. If you like what I do there, patreon.com/flailthroughs. If you, as I mentioned earlier, throw me a couple bucks, you can ask for specific mobile suits with color schemes, weapon combinations, what have you. There's probably something else. Oh yeah, tfradio.net/playlist if you just wish to, throw objects at me and have a little bit of the money go back into the show's budget.
Sweet. I was trying to say cool and sweet at the same time. I said Keat. Diecast. I need caffeine.
You can follow me on Twitter at Diecast2, watch my reviews at tfradio.net/reviews, and also follow me on Facebook or like my Facebook page at Reviews by Diecast.
Keat. I mean, sweet. I mean, cool, Don.
I can be reached on Twitter at HMRC, the number 4 EVR. If you can find me on Facebook and talk to me, I will probably not reply because I never go there.
I only use your Facebook, Don, to get pictures of you for projects.
Yeah, well, that's not scary at all. But but no.
Did you see my new Google Meet background? I didn't use it in this episode. I should have.
Yes. I did.
It's you in triplet.
Yeah. So
that's on your Twitter at BKilby, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that. So I mean, I've had people reach out on me on Facebook. I had to go there the other day to message somebody about a figure, and it's like I have no idea who these people are. I have these message requests. Don't send me a friend request on Facebook. If I don't know you very well, I won't know who you are, and I'll never hardly go to Facebook anyway.
So basically, just don't engage with Don on Facebook is what he's saying.
I'm pretty-
Go to Twitter at HMRC
pretty much.
or EVR and talk to him there. Or
yes,
I'm pretty much close to deleting my Facebook.
come on, it's okay.
Aw, Massey.
It's all right, Matthew.
Get him.
What?
Okay.
What's
That's
wrong?
not happening. Okay. Aw, Massey. We'll see you next week. Have a good one.
Take care, everybody.
Stop recording there. Stop recording here. And stop recording here.
Sure. What's wrong?
Post show for what it is. We'll record.
No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to do that.
I should have. I need caffeine, but I want to go to sleep.
So Matt, thank you for telling me about Grimlock's extra joint in his arm, because mine was so stiff. I just kept him straight-legged because I didn't.
Oh
even know
yeah.
actual.
Yeah, he has reversible elbows.
Yeah. Didn't know that.
So Ness says, "Let's all friend request Don. I wasn't listening to the details, but I heard Facebook and chat and Don."
So I have gotten to the point where I accept basically any. Hopefully, nobody will listen to this who has done this. But I basically accept any friend request as long as I can tell you're not a family member or a bot. And I had to block somebody recently just because they were saying batshit crazy stuff. And I think I'm going to stop. If I don't know somebody, I'm going to not accept friend requests. And I think I'm just going to go through and purge people that I don't actually know, and also purge family members.
Yeah, it's
Good plan.
see, it's like for me, it's like the ultimate. It's all like the ultimate 7 degrees of separation. But nobody's Kevin Bacon, so I have no idea who 90% of these people even are. Even if they have mutual friends, because I'm on Facebook so little, I don't interact with anybody hardly. So it's like, I'm sorry, I don't know you, and I probably don't want to know you. Nothing personal, just I have
The
enough
problem-
going on.
The problem I have with Facebook at the moment is one of the people I met back when I played Gun and Battle Operation 1 is like actually one of the first people to ever cosplay Lupin the Third in the United States. Nice guy. Only person who played the game who was significantly older than me. And
No.
I like him well enough, and
No.
I should not interrupt the Massey attack.
Sorry. Okay, well, get down then.
Oh, why?
Yeah, good
Why?
plan.
Calm down. Calm down.
Don't come down. Don't come down.
It's going to fly back into frame any moment now.
And he's a nice guy, but he seems to like getting into political arguments on Facebook, and Facebook for some reason assumes I want to see every post he makes in any of them.
Yeah.
I have attempted through the tools it gives me to assure Facebook this is not the case, but
But it's
It has
Facebook
not
and it doesn't
worked.
listen.
You know,
No.
I
No.
don't look at any.
No.
Yes.
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 Oh, yes.
wow.
Oh wow!
You put them ears up.
How loud did it have to actually be for his microphone to pick that up
I
like
know.
4 feet away?
I just want to point out something, and this is not talking politics, but the word politics comes in, and the concept does. My brother,
No.
who is a lot like me, but older and more set in his ways, finally came around to agreeing with me on the major political sticking point that we had separating us. And he sent me a text to that effect last month. And it was one of the best moments of my life.
I can see that.
He said, he told me, you were right, I was wrong.
Get him, Massey.
Get him, Massey. And, you know, my brother's in his 60s, and he's incredibly set in his ways to be able to, change.
So
Is-
weird. You
gives
say
me-
you have a brother in the 60s.
Hell, I mean, yeah, my youngest brother turned 60 this year.
Wow.
Yeah, my brothers are all older than my father-in-law.
Calm
But-
down now.
My wife's stepmother is 44.
Wow.
She went with me to the first doctor's appointment that I went with the kids, because they had the kids before we did for 6 months. And the doctor didn't know, one, that the kids weren't my biological kids, and two, she assumed that my mother-in-law was my wife. So she started making like this really awkward innuendo about like having two kids born within the same calendar year. I'm like, look, they're foster kids, and this is my mother-in-law.
I need that to stop right now.
Yeah, my mother-in-law is 3 years older than I am. It's kind of awkward. It's not awkward. She's actually really awesome. It was just very awkward in that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I think he just wants some food. I'll be right back.
It's always a good move. Just try and feed him.
Yeah.
Always a good move to give the cat exactly what it wants after it attacks you.
If
Yeah.
the cat's mouth is full of food, there's no room for pieces of Dawn.
That's true.
That's true.
So I went and I posted the picture today of me buying dog food. It was posted as a joke, but it's also
the Yorkie flavor, yeah.
yeah. But also, I am getting a new dog tomorrow.
Oh. Is
Yeah.
it a Yorkie?
He is a Yorkie. So Max was a Yorkie poodle mix. He was a Yorkie poo. This dog is, I don't even know how to pronounce the. Hold on.
That'd be good.
Let's see. Is it? How do you Bichon? They say it.
Oh, Bichon Frise?
Yes. He is a Yorkie Bichon mix.
Okay.
Do you have the bigger dog?
Yeah,
Is
Charlie and Chester. Yeah, Charlie and Chester are here. Charlie and Chester, they are primarily outside dogs. They right now most of the time spend their time in the garage because they destroy everything. But yeah, no, they're still here.
Weren't you gonna? Wasn't
My-
Charlie gonna go to your brother?
Chester-in-law, my brother-in-law is eventually going to take Chester when he has more room. Charlie and Chester have to be kept separate because they love each other, but they also, when they fight, they occasionally get into fights, and it is incredibly violent when they do. Costly and incredibly violent. Like the first time it happened, it was thousands of dollars in vet bills. Then Kim basically got to the point where Kim was a nursing assistant, in after school, after she finished school, and so she knows how to do things like stitching and stuff like that. So we got to the point where we just started doing it ourselves, but we can't keep them together. But yeah, so the dog's name is Jack. He's cute.
Did you get any bites on your house yet?
So yeah, we had several offers. The first
Have
offer.
you gotten any like eBay style offers where somebody's like, I'll give you $5 for it if you can ship it to me for free?
No, so the feedback that we did raise the price. So we had a certain price on the house. Our realtors started looking at comps and said, hey, the people are asking way more per square foot than we are for comparable homes. Let's just raise the price and see what happens. So a lot of feedback we got is this is overpriced. But the first 3 offers that came through, 2 of them were 10 to 15K more than we were asking. So it doesn't really matter so much that, some people thought it was overpriced. We actually, we bet on a cash offer just because it was, would wrap up quicker and was less red tape. But they sent it was a rental company. They buy up houses and rent them out, and they sent their handyman to do the inspection. And I don't know what in the hell he's talking about. He said that it needed all new plumbing, it has new plumbing, and that the roof would have to be completely replaced. The roof is perfectly fine. So they declined after that. We took up the next offer. They're doing their inspection tomorrow. Hopefully everything will wrap up and it'll close on March 1st.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's quick.
Yeah. I really need to get this house sold. Like I've sunk money and time into it. So it would be incredibly helpful if selling it would be very beneficial to us financially.
Well, plus now you have 3 houses. I mean, it's a lot.
Yeah, you probably ought to sell the other one too.
Yeah, so my brother-in-law, he wants to buy it. He doesn't think that he can because he's still on his ex-wife's mortgage, and he wants to get off of that first. And her new deadbeat husband has to be able to assume the loan. And
She has a new husband already?
It's the guy she cheated on. This is the days of Brian's lives. He is the guy that she cheated on my brother-in-law with, and he's a deadbeat. And she, it's one of those things that she knew she screwed up immediately. It's like, oh crap, what did I do? And she immediately tried to make amends. And my brother-in-law was like, nope. And so
it's a shame.
Yeah, I would really like for him to get off that loan so he can get a new loan and buy my house. It's not much either. Like the cost of the cost of housing is about half of what it is here. So, like, if say the house here would be $150,000, the house there would be $75,000. And that
Which
we're
means
like
it'd probably
half,
be 300 around here.
yeah, and we're like half of what it is for diecast. So a house here that would be $150,000 to be $300,000. That's not really an exaggeration. I wouldn't think, is it, diecast? It's pretty close.
No, I mean,
The house that you're looking to build here, how much would it cost to where you live now?
probably 500.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because you're in Philadelphia and real estate is ridiculous.
Yeah. Land is plentiful here. It killed me 3 houses evolution.
The land is much bigger than what I have now.
Yeah.
like the lot itself is only
3/4 of an acre.
roughly.
Oh, where you're at now?
No, the lot that I'm looking at
Oh yeah.
is only like 28,000. It's like a half an acre, and here you have like
I thought it was like 3/4 of an acre. I thought it was like 3/4.
I think it's closer to a half. It might
Oh.
be 3/4.
I have like right at a half now. I had 3/4 before we moved.
I have like 214.
That's awesome. No, seriously, that is awesome. I mean, you really have 214?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
However, with the blizzard, I've been snowed in for the past 2 days, so I haven't gone to work. But there are drawbacks.
No, seriously, so that's way more than I would ever think. I was looking at a property before that had about 30 acres. And it was about what we paid for this house. And it had a really awesome barn with it and everything. But yeah. Wow, that's a lot.
It really
Yeah.
is. It's quiet.
Yeah, but you see what his internet is like.
Yeah. And like if I had bought the place at 30 acres, my internet would be the same. But yeah, the place that was 30 acres was really no more than what we paid for this house.
What we're looking for is, we were talking about this about pre-show. We want to rent because I'm not my father. I can't crawl under a house, rip out of water heater. Well, I could rip it out, but ain't no way I can install it. I mean, this is the guy that failed shop class with a low D in high school.
Yeah, I did too. I'm handy.
It is possible to fail shop class in high school. See, it's like when you build these bookcases, the little leaning bookcases. I didn't know that you sand with the grain. I mean, it's all wood, so you just start sanding and it would be fine. Apparently, no. You have to sand with the grain. I didn't know that. It was a thing I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
But just we'll know what we want when we see it, but we don't want to buy, because I sold my folks' house. She sold her house up there, and we don't want to own another house. We want someone else to take care of all the problems. So, unfortunately, it's a seller's market right now in most places around here. So, it's not like it's not like the old days, Brian, when you could go buy a Sunday paper and have the home section and it be, three sections deep with full of places. It's not like it used to be. We've seen a few places that we like. That's not that's convenient for both of our work, but they don't take pets. And
yeah, you're going to find that a common problem.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we can find some that will be an exception, because Massey's an older cat. He's not going to be clawing drapes, and if they are, they'll be our drapes.
But what if he doodles on the wall, Don?
I don't know. He has his moods. He has his moods because he's ornery. You have the whole corner desk. Why are you sitting on top of Jazz? You have
Because it's
he has the entire desk, the edge of the. I made it a point when I moved this desk over, because when the desk was in the other position, he sat on this end to look out the window over the parking lot. So when I moved it this way, I cleared off this corner so he could still look out. And he's sitting on top of Studio Series 86 Jazz, just like he's not even there. Because cat.
Pretty much.
Because cat. Yeah, he probably can't tell, but you can't. But he got me pretty good. That's
Oh.
Yeah, well, I think what it was is his water bowl wasn't running right, so he wasn't getting a lot of water from the lower bin to the upper bin.
So he went for blood instead.
Oh,
Pretty much, yeah. So,
If Jay still made chainmail, I'd offer you some, but he's got, it makes his hands hurt, and we're out of coat hangers. So
That's fine.
Oh, coat hangers makes perfect sense for that. Did he when he did that? Did he polish polish it, or was it just rough?
Usually just rough, as I recall.
Okay.
He may have polished some of it later in, but the let me tell you, the wire coat hangers we had was a really heavy gauge wire too, and that was some impressively heavy stuff.
Well, if I ever go to another Renaissance fair, I can always look at some there. It won't be the quality, but
yeah, there's the big Ren fair down in Charlotte that happens every year. I've never gone
probably
to
not
it.
this year.
Yeah.
Maybe this year.
Yeah, I was at one in Ohio many years ago visiting friends. I had a lot of fun. The turkey leg was fun, and watching the jousting, and it was a lot of fun. It was not someplace I would go just for that. If I was going to do that, I go to that restaurant chain that does the whole medieval thing, whatever
Medieval
it's called.
times.
Yeah, medieval time. Yeah.
There was one of those in Dallas, right between John's apartment and where BotCon was.
It's still there.
See, partly I'm not surprised, and partly I was surprised that there still was medieval times in 2012.
I think they got through COVID by selling the food to go, believe it or not.
Yeah. Well, Chris, you were surprised. We still had a working Western. We had a working Western sizzling. So you were surprised by that too. So
Yeah.
Night, guys.
Good night, Diecast.
Good night, Diecast.
BotCon
Take care,
BotCon
Diecast.
2012. The thing it was really not the thing that was bugging me the most, but with Max going, he's only 7, and going through photos and just looking at the past 7 years, I can't account from where all the time's gone. I can look back at podcasts that we recorded, but otherwise it's oh my God, how does 7 years pass so quick?
Well, Brian, just to draw a parallel, I've been to every BotCon but one. I can't, other than past the first 3 or 4. When you hit 2002, 2003, especially when you get to Fun Club years. Other than certain standout sets, I couldn't tell you what year was what set by the year. It's what's
Con in 5 years.
I know. It's like
And
Don,
Triple
what was
went
the
to
set?
it.
Yeah, it's Don, what was the BotCon set for this year? I have no. It's all just. Just this. I remember the Hartman years, obviously, and I remember the the up to basically OT when Fun Pub got the license. After that first set or two, it's just.
I think that's the problem, though. In the Hartman 3H years, there is so fewer toys per year. It's easier to remember what came what year. With the 20 or 30 toys per BotCon that Fun Pub was doing, keep track of that.
Well, just the main sets. It's you remember the Dawn of Futures Past set. You remember the Games of Deception set.
Yeah, everyone remembers 2007.
I remember the G2 redo set or
2010.
reduct. Yeah, but it's just and again, I've been collecting for so long. I find stuff in my totes that I don't remember buying.
Okay, so let's see here. So 2005 was Games of Deception.
No.
That was Descendant Evil. Descendant Evil.
Yeah, no, I was conflating the two titles. I had the right picture in my head of the 2005 set with the iron hide and the.
Why 2005?
So 2006 was the Beast Wars set. 2007 was Games of Deception, which was the classic one that made everybody mad.
Totally did not bite on my Ravage 3 Bodies Evolution joke.
2008 was Shattered Glass. 2009 was Wings of Honor, which nobody wanted. 2010 was G2. 2011 animated.
Animated Stunticons.
2012 was Shattered Glass Part 2, kind of, which was pretty.
What was in that?
So that had Overlord from Bludgeon.
The Metal Hawk.
Wave. Yeah, Metal Hawk with the wacky face. 2013 was the Machine Wars set, which we talked about earlier. 2014 was Knights versus Pirates.
That was a pretty good
was-
set. That
yeah, I
was a
like
good.
that year.
2015 was
The Beast Wars Combiner.
no, that was 2016.
Yeah.
Okay, what was 2015 then?
Exactly.
What year was Machine
Oh,
Wars?
Cybertron's Most Wanted.
Oh,
Yeah. Now that was a better set
2013
than
was-
a lot of people give it credit for.
Call
I mean,
is breaking up really bad on my end.
What?
So the call is breaking up really bad on my end.
That might just be a you thing.
It's been breaking up for me all night because when Brian responded to me by saying heat, I thought he'd said wheat because the first half is.
So yeah, I mean, like it took a little bit, but I apparently remember all the Fun Pub BotCon sets.
I mean, it's like GB Blackrock was able. He was sort of like the historian, for the Collectors Club because he was keeping track of all this stuff, and he was so great about keeping it. But it's just this long after the fact, it's just like I have all these sets, and it's just this big jumble of memory. It's
Mhm.
you guys. I think I'm gonna go ahead and
Yeah,
go.
hey, people
I've
watching live,
gotta
I think we're going to end the stream. We'll see you next week.